I think I'm just gonna ramble and then edit out the boring parts. Yeah, so KSP, I just downloaded the update. I haven't played it in almost a year. I got this game a long time ago, before it actually ever came out. I mean, before when it was still in beta. I remember playing it in my MATLAB class. I'm not sure what I want to do. I guess I was thinking of landing on the moon and coming back. Let's see what's in orbit currently. So I've only ever landed on the moon and made it back once or twice. Lately, the latest thing I was trying to do is... These guys are stuck up there. The thing I was trying to do lately is do it moon lander style. Instead of landing on the moon and coming back with the same ship, I wanted to orbit the moon and drop off a lander and land and then come back up to my orbit and redock and then come back to Kerbin, because that actually uses less fuel. And it should be easier since you can just have like a massive tank of fuel orbiting the moon. You don't have to waste all that delta V going down and back with so much weight. You can just take down a little weight and come back up and you still have tons of fuel. The trouble I had with that is the first few times I tried that, when I undocked from my ship in orbit around the moon, it disappeared basically on my map. So I couldn't find it to re-dock with it. That was the issue I was having. See, there's one of my landers. And here's some of the larger tanks that they're trying to reconnect to. And I asked online, and there was some way to see the ships that you're trying to come back to, but I forget how that was. I might have to go check and pause the video real quick. I think it's docking mode, maybe? Stage mode. Man. Alright, I'll go check real quick. Okay, let me see if I can set my target. I don't know which one. Am I already set to target with this? It looks like I am. Okay. Yeah, and I was just learning about... It's funny, because I played this game for years and never learned about about some of the more advanced targeting things that you can do, and I always just did it, I got to the moon and back, just without ever using the trajectory planning feature. So I recently learned... Okay, so I said this is my target. I recently learned how to use this trajectory planning. And it definitely makes it a lot easier. But I'm still not great at using it. Anyway, I'm not sure if I want to work on the rendezvous right now, just because it's pretty... I kind of just want to have fun right now and not try. I have to think so hard to figure this out. I know it's easy for a lot of people. I haven't done it very much. So, I've got some fuel. I could give it a shot. Oh, see, I'm in very close orbit with it, so it looks like I came very close. Oh, I see. What happened last time? Yeah, so I got in the same orbit as it. But what I want to do is basically give up on that attempt, and next time I can plan my launch so that when I reach this orbit off the moon, I'm lined up with the ship, because I didn't target it when I left the moon last time. I just left the moon and, you know, well, I didn't time it right. I got into the right orbit, but I didn't time it right. So next time I want to get into the same orbit, but I want to time it correctly, so I'm not on the opposite side of this, because right now I'd have to burn retrograde and make a smaller orbit, time warp and wait for it to catch up, and then, you know, burn back out to it. So, alright, I didn't know. Alright, it's been a while, so now I know what's going on, what I've been doing. So, okay, I think what we're going to do is just the old, I just like messing around with rocket designs and launching them off, really. The thing I don't like about going to the moon and back is it takes a good 45 minutes. Alright, so what's my newest design here? Deep Space Pig. It's probably the most expensive one, I would think. Or is it new? Okay, so it's... Oh, Moon OTEC for 1. Is 1 the newest one? Let's see what that one looks like. Whoa, buddy. Okay, it's bigger than I thought. So, I just installed some mods just for larger tanks and engines because... Oh yeah, this is my newest one. I spent a long time making this. It's these nice little boosters that shoot these off to the side when they deploy so that they don't get in the way. Those are really nice. But yeah, so basically it's really nice to have this big tank instead of having, you know, like 50 booster stages all around the side, and you have to like make so many engines and reinforcements and detachments. It's like a lot easier just to have one big stage than to have a million little tiny engines. So, you know, these mods don't really make it. I wouldn't say they're like cheating kind of mods, they're just like quality of life, you know. So let's launch it and see what happens. Like, yeah, it does make it a little bit easier, but in a way that it shouldn't be difficult in the first place. You shouldn't have to make 20 booster, 6 or 7 boosters around your main first stage just to get enough delta V to get out of carbon. Alright, let's launch it with full power and no SAS. Pretty nice. Pretty straight. Start a slight gravity turn. Yeah, I just saw Scott Manley's video this morning when I was laying in bed. And that's how I found out about the new wheels. So that'll be pretty cool. We can try making some jet cars or something. Yeah, so this... Ooh, we're burning up a little bit up there. Oh, no, we're alright. That's just shockwave. See, those have the boosters on them. That's really cool. I really like that. When they boost off themselves so they don't hit your... I used to spin the ship. I would get it turning, like this. And if you launch off your side things while you're spinning, they'll fly out by themselves and not hit you. But it's a lot nicer to have the little booster rockets. Those ones were cool because they boost you, but they're like a combination. They attach it and they automatically boost off, so they're pretty cool. Like those. That's what I'm talking about. It's quality of life, people. These mods. So yeah, a lot of them are pretty old. One of them wouldn't start up with the... I just one day added a bunch of random tanks and structural things just to make a lot more build possibilities. Nothing really unbalanced, I don't think. This thing has quite the delta V. I know it's way overkill for the moon, or mun. But basically my logic is, if it can make it there, this orbits the moon, so it doesn't matter if there's too much in there. you know, as long as there's enough. And if I can, basically, if it works for the moon, I should be able to go farther and make it to another planet, maybe, is my idea. You know, there's room for growth in this model. So let's take a look at our map. Oh yeah, I learned recently about that too. Okie dokie. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna keep rambling about my microphone. I bought it quite a number of years ago. I didn't realize you needed a preamplifier to use it with the computer. Plugged it directly into my computer and I recorded some guitar stuff, and it came out really just faint and fuzzy and poppy because the input was so low. So I bought a audio box USB, which is pretty nice. I ended up spending a lot more money on this recording stuff than I initially thought I was going to, or that I really wanted to, but oh yeah, and I can use, oh, what are those buttons? I, K, U, whoop, oh, that's lights. There's a, I need this, RCS, then I, nope, I, K. So you can boost yourself, if I could remember the key. There we go, away from your, use the RCS to get away from your thing before you light off, which is nice. And you just turn down the throttle so you don't load up. Oh, so I guess this is my rendezvous tank here. That's just for escaping the old Kirby. Sorry if I talk like that sometimes. I make fun of, back in high school, there's like a regional accent and people make fun of it. Oops, RCS is on. So that's sort of subconsciously still something that I do. I make fun of the regional accent that I'm from. But yeah, so after I got the audio box, I basically, so one day I was messing with a scanner, and a really old computer scanner that I forget the reason why, but it was sort of needed some custom, someone was going to throw it away, and I sort of spliced some wires together and I plugged it into my computer, and it turned out I had some of the I hooked up the power to it backwards by mistake. I found an old AC adapter and I had the scanner plugged into my computer USB, and then I had bare wires coming off an AC adapter that I was going to hook up to the scanner, and I touched one of them to the frame of the scanner by mistake, and it made sparks, and it blew power in through the USB on my computer, and it sort of damaged my motherboard a little bit. Everything still works, it's just that some USB things that are sensitive now, like my microphone will have noise on it, like my mouse and keyboard, everything works, headset works, but if I plug in my microphone to it, it gets feedback, static. So I figured that out by powering my preamp with the laptop, and now I'm doing it with my phone wall charger to get a clean power source for it. That's why grounding is so important in audio, because you get the buzzing. But then the bigger issue I was having was this delay, which is just, I don't know, there's nothing, I blew my guitar amp years ago, and instead of spending all that money on a guitar amp, I can just use the audio box preamp and plug it into my stereo and use my speakers basically as a guitar amp. And I was getting a delay of, a quarter of a second, half a second, which drives you crazy when you're playing a live instrument. And so I had to sort all that out, and I had to get a cable that goes from 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch, that goes from stereo to mono, and it mixes the two channels in the cable, because the audio box USB is only mono out. Anyway, it's crazy. I just had so much, spent a lot of time getting this working as good as it's working. It's a nice view. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Orbital Bertha. There's a bunch of games that I've been wanting to play. Total Annihilation, Carmageddon. I want to play Descent. Let's undock, shall we? I don't even know where the undock is. Oh, it's all the way up there. Oh yeah, I was having so much issues with crossfeed before. I would detach and have like no fuel or too much fuel, and I had to figure you have to set these clamps to have the crossfeed on or off. Like you have to really be careful before you launch. Let's go forward a little bit. Oh, that's my lights again. I'll do a rendezvous landing on the moon at some point. Not today. It's so much time. It takes forever. Oh yeah, I've got a really good racing simulation game that I want to play. Show you guys. It's a really fun race room. Problem with that is I cannot race and talk at the same time. I always crash. It takes 100% of my concentration to race in a racing simulation because they're so hard to do. It's really fun though. This is pretty realistic and it's free and really good graphics. So I'm just going to show you what all my stages do. Why not? So I have these spaced way out like that for a stable landing platform. See the landing gear there? So that, because I found when you're landing on the moon, if you're on a hill or an uneven surface at all, you just have a thin rocket, it can be pretty easy to tip over. It's nice to have a good wide base. And then after you land and you lift off, you retract your landing gear. There goes a solar panel. Done with your engines. Then the next stage was not supposed to do that. Or was it? Oh no, those were my extra fuel tanks. Oh, I forgot that they haven't, like I said, it's been a while. I forgot the order that I set things up. Okay, so now these are full. Because these were being fed by this, and this was being fed by those. So those are basically to land on the moon. And after you land there, you can jettison those to save weight, taking back off to your rendezvous. And then, so this would be taking me back to my rendezvous. And I basically just like to have lots of extra fuel. So it probably wouldn't take all of this, but you know, it's handy to have if you make a mistake, like I do a lot. Then you get to your... Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Or was it? I don't remember my own design. You would think that you would want those to come off when they were empty. Oh, I think those are my only engines. And I took the engine off the bottom of this, so you need these three. Anywho, I think we're gonna try out some of those new wheels now. Or maybe a different game. I don't know. I don't know what to do. This is an old design. Really old. This is before I had the bigger tanks, so I had to use all these things. And I know it's a waste, it's way too much fuel, but whatever. I like to have too much. Kinda cool looking. Should have launches. Actually, I want to see those new wheels. Alright, where is this display? Why is it always nighttime when it's... Oops. Let's see that view. Alright, let's see what we have here. This looks like my latest creation. And or only creation. Interesting. Kind of want to see how that works without that being attached. See what happens. I think something changed with the update and it doesn't like it. It works. Oh. Oh, bouncy time. Oh boy. Here goes the parachute. Let's try that one more time. Let's separate these stages. What is going on in this thing? Can we RCS this? It's so bouncy. Drift mode, engage. Oh boy, we almost lifted off there. Do I have any ailerons? I don't have any ailerons. Okay, let's see, that font is different in the menu. I think they made things more readable, legible. All these numbers are bigger. I think they're catering to people with lesser eyesight, or just make it easier to read. Alright, let's see what we have for... Ooh. Ruggedized. This is the one from the Scott Manley video I watched this morning. X for symmetry. Bam. Is that good? I kind of want them to be, okay, shift, Q. Oh yeah, gotta get that camber. I wish you could just do it straight level. Alrighty, now let's do a front wheel. Turn on symmetry. Turn on snap. Bam. Alright, oh yeah, we should have some ailerons, shouldn't we? Oh yeah, I didn't figure out my music issue yet. Really... Alright, I'm just gonna end this video after this. I can turn on Kerbo music, I guess, but I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do, isn't it? Switch that on real quick. I'm so used to listening to... I've got a lot of music I like to listen to. And I can't when recording because of copyright. Alright. Turning on audio crashed the game. Oh yeah, I started a career. I used to play this game Sandbox, you know, for years, just because I like having everything. But I sort of got tired of doing that finally, and I started a career mode game. And maybe I'll do that after this, because that's actually kind of fun. Have objectives and stuff. It makes you build things you wouldn't usually build. Let's not do that. Oops. Thermal. Oh, that's so nice. The categories were so annoying before, like between aerodynamic and like structural. Some things were in places that did not make sense to me. Payload. Oh, cool. I'm happy to see it improved the categories here. Communication. Nice. Alright. Yeah, way better with music. We're going to be a lowrider. Now we got to move those down. Alright, shift and Q. That's pretty flat. It's still, I think, a half degree of positive camber. That's about as flat as you can get, huh? Okay, we've got our thing on the front, and yeah. There's Is this the rapier? Let's try that. I want ailerons actually, but let's just see what happens. Forgot about those. Oop, there goes the Irish. Alright. Separate these. Oh my god, what a long week. Couple weeks this was. It's been my body is so worn out from working. I've been doing so much stressful stuff. It's nice to play some games for a bit. Airplane tail fin. Oop, that's a little bit big. This will be okay. Bum, 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 bum. I had this. That green key was really good. I have to make more now. Oops. Oh yeah, I want that. I had this crazy. I guess they don't have to be flat. That'll work. I had this dream. That looks pretty cool, actually. A few months ago. And it had this really cool music. And it reminded me of some of the KSP music. It was a vibraphone. Oh boy, cool. That worked good, huh? Let's try to make those wheels lower. Yeah, I heard this awesome music in my dream. It was vibes and what's a bass, stand-up bass, double bass, whatever they are. The big classical bass, vibes and brushes on drums. And it sounded amazing. I wish I could have recorded it from my dream somehow. Alright, no exploding please. No. Oh, look at that, the wheels bank themselves. Why is it turning so... That was a pretty cool trick. Alright, let's try a bit. Let's turn on SAS and do partial throttle instead of full throttle. Something must be... Is that front wheel crooked? So yeah, I really have really got a ton of YouTube ideas. I just haven't had a lot of time. Why is it? Oh, you? They actually responded to my steering that time, so I might be able to control it if I'm lucky. Full power, SAS. Just try to lift off as soon as possible. My God. Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure the pretty good drift machine, isn't it? The wheelbase is why it's so unstable. Formula One cars are extremely long compared to normal cars, and that helps them from spinning out because they've got a big long moment arm, basically. Okay, we basically want an extension. It shouldn't be this hard to, you know what? I'm just going to have to go back to some... Let's see what that does. Let's give that a shot. Looks a little better. Try no SAS, see what it does. Oh, it still turns. Why? Oop, oop. Come on. Oh, this is better. Come on. Let's get off the ground. Oh, jeez. Oh, you know, I have no tail. That could be a problem. That might be why it's so hard to get off the ground, don't you think? Some tail surfaces might be helpful. At least we made it this time. Alright, let's take off our landing gear. Control surfaces are for wussies. We don't need it. Why is it always night? It's been night the whole time I've been playing. It's a pretty powerful engine, really. And I just have no control. This is the hardest I can turn. Alright, well, I guess that'll do it for now. I really get bored of this game pretty fast. Alright, so we'll see what we'll do next. Do something. Maybe total annihilation? I don't know. Do something. Oh yeah, the missions. Maybe we'll do some missions. Sounds good. I'm just slowing down to see if I can turn better. Sometimes you can, but I just really need more control surfaces.